No way, Premiere. There's no, what? Alrighty then, here we go again. Not too long ago, we did a stress test on the M1 Max and how well it could handle the footage from our Blackmagic Ursa Mini Pro 12K camera. This thing did an absolutely amazing job and we were truly blown away by its performance. But Premiere Pro ain't the only kid on the block. That's why in this video, we're gonna be doing the exact same stress test of 12K footage against the M1 Max chip, but this time, also testing out Apple's Final Cut Pro and Blackmagic's own DaVinci Resolve. What is shaking, my little low light pixels? My name is Matt and welcome to Viva Media. So to put the M1 Max through its paces and see what current piece of software can best handle our 12K footage, we'll be running 4 different tests in each editing program. First, we'll do a simple timeline playback test at full quality. Then we'll do another playback test with color grading applied. We'll also do a test with multiple streams of 12K footage. And then to wrap it all up, we'll do an export test of a 15-second clip with that color grade in ProRes 422. First up, Premiere Pro. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and import our 12K footage. So let's go ahead, we're gonna take a 23.976 frames per second clip. So to up the ante from our last video and to see how far we can actually push this thing, the footage we are using will be shot in 12K, 23.976 at an 8:1 compression ratio. Last time we used 12:1, and we'll see how this goes. Full quality playback starting now. Not bad, but definitely not real-time editing speed. Next up, let's drop it down to half. Let's see how we do there. Ooh, really smooth playback at the start, and then we start to chop up a little bit towards there. Yeah. Oh, see, and it smooths out a little bit too. Okay, so I'm thinking quarter might be the one here. So let's go ahead, run that back to the start, and play it. That's it. In terms of actual usability, this isn't too bad. If I was editing on the road, this is totally usable. Even scrubbing, super smooth. Now, let's see how far we can push things in Premiere Pro before they start to break down. So we're gonna apply some Lumetri color. We're going to do shadows. We're gonna go highlights and let's do contrast. And you know what? A little bit of smoky vignette. Let's go ahead, play this back at quarter quality and see if it can keep up. I noticed no problems. Let's go ahead and not triple this, but quadruple this. 4 simultaneous stacks of 12K video at quarter quality. Really good. So honestly, I think, can the M1 Max in Premiere Pro handle 12K raw playback with multiple stacks of 12K streams? Yeah, at quarter quality, definitely usable. And finally, let's see how fast this thing exports. ProRes 422, so let's open that QuickTime and export. It initially quoted us 5 minutes, so the fact that it has dropped to 1 minute this quickly, not too bad. 1 minute and 50 seconds. 12K footage, 8:1 compression. Up next, DaVinci Resolve. So DaVinci Resolve 17, this is the newest version of DaVinci Resolve 17 that we are running. Now we're gonna make this 15, holy Jesus, I almost cussed. This is so smooth. So we've got our 2 clips, our 2 12K clips. Scrubbing, this already looks amazing. This looks, look at this. Raw, timeline, playback. Let's do it. Absolute butter. No quality change. No quality drop in playback. Flawless through and through, full quality. Are you impressed? Yeah. Next up, let's apply a little bit of a color grade to it. So we're gonna go into the color tab here in DaVinci. We're going to drop the shadows. We're gonna bump up the highlights. Let's add a little saturation. Why not? Let's see how this plays. This is beautiful. No problems, no issues whatsoever, no fan spin ups. This thing is well optimized. It is a well-oiled machine and it works fantastically with 12K RAW. Let's go ahead and not just double it, but quadruple it because I kind of have high hopes for this. 4 streams of 12K B-RAW video. 8:1 compression, DaVinci Resolve. Let's see how we do. Are you surprised?
I really am.
I'm not surprised.
It's actually quite shocking.
Finally, we have to see how this thing exports. 23976, 12K, Apple ProRes, 422 to the desktop. We have liftoff.
3, 2, go.
Oh, you can hear it? She's spinning up. Wow. 153. Wow. So what was Premiere?
150.
No way, Premiere. There's no, what? This is strange. I 100% expected DaVinci Resolve to be leaps and bounds faster, exporting wise, than Premiere. Either Premiere got really well optimized recently, or DaVinci has not been as well optimized. This is the latest version of DaVinci. That is the latest version of Premiere Pro that we have available to us. Export times were off by about 3 seconds. This DaVinci took 3 seconds longer. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. But push all that aside because we have one more contender that we need to test. And that is
Final Cut Pro!
Final Cut Pro! Let's go ahead and import our media. Oh, you can't import B-RAW. That creates some difficulties.
We have to transcode it, right?
We would have to transcode it. We will still be using 12K footage. However, we are going to use DaVinci Resolve to export ProRes versions of that 12K footage and then load it into Final Cut Pro. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so we have our project, we have our timeline. Let's go ahead and drop these clips in. Oh, okay, we can add in our own custom. It already adjusted to our resolution. I like this. I think this will be the fastest of all of them. Without knowing, that's what I think. Timeline playback, let's see it. Beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. It's playing back ProRes 422 12K footage in a 12K timeline. Okay, next up, you know how it goes. Color grade applied. Let's go ahead and drop those shadows. Bring up those highlights. Let's go ahead and bring in some color there like we did in the last. Drag this back to the start. Let's see how it plays. Boom. No problems. No issues, no problems. Final Cut Pro, you got me. Now, as always, we're gonna up the ante. Let's do multiple streams of 12K. We already know 4 is our benchmark, so let's go ahead and make it 4. Color grade applied, 4 streams of 12K video, no problem whatsoever. Final Cut Pro, you never cease to amaze me. Let's export this. This is what I'm the most curious about. Export file. We are going to go to our settings. We are gonna go ProRes source 422 and I think it's exporting. Oh, right up here. Oh my gosh, 27% already. It's done.
33 seconds.
33 seconds. Was this complete apples to apples? No, not the way I would like it. We did it as close as we humanly possibly could with ProRes 422 12K footage imported. The results. Surprising? Yes, in some ways. I am very shocked that Premiere Pro, which has historically been an unoptimized yet highly used piece of software, did so well against DaVinci Resolve. I expected DaVinci Resolve to crush Final Cut Pro. And well, scrubbing through the timeline and working with the footage in the timeline, it did. Export-wise, it was basically the same. Final Cut. Am I surprised there? No. It is one of the fastest, if not the fastest, currently in the market right now. However, I would love to see Apple support B-RAW so we could do this test in a complete apples to apples format. Will that ever happen? I don't know. Likely not. A boy can dream. Export-wise, this crushes both of the others. Playback speed in the timeline crushes both of the others. But we just can't get that direct apples to apples comparison. Final thoughts, which do I think performed best? If you're looking for an all-rounder, really solid ecosystem of a program, DaVinci Resolve would be my choice. Its export times are not as fast as Final Cut, but it does accept a wide array of file formats. Premiere Pro is great and it's used by a lot of people, but the playback quality and the optimization, though has come a long way, still isn't 100% there for me. But what are your final thoughts? What do you think performed the best based on our benchmarks? What do you think is best for you based on your use case? I'm very curious. Let us know in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for watching. My name is Matt. We are Viva Media, and we'll catch you in the next video. Now, excuse me while I dissolve my way out of here.